Hi, this is Itsy here. Hi YouTube friends, how are you? I have John Kohler with me. This is a real treat. This is someone I watch on YouTube all the time. I really enjoy his YouTube channel, growingyourgreens.com, and I also watch his OKRaw.com, but the YouTube channel is OK Raw, and I really enjoy his videos, and it's really been special here at the Woodstock Fruit Festival to be able to meet people like John in person and be able to talk to him about all the things that he's done with his growing his greens and the OK Raw and the juicers, discountjuicers.com, I think it is also. So John Kohler is one of the people who really just gives me so much inspiration and kind of keeping me on the path. It's him, and there's a bunch of others, but I really enjoy his channels a lot. I really enjoy watching your channel a lot, and I think it's so interesting about how you just kind of take matters into your own hands with your food. I mean, it's the most important thing in your life is what you're putting in your body. I mean, there's so many aspects to health, for sure, but I find what you're putting in your body is really important, and it's real good to have him here, and I'm excited to talk to him about wild edibles, because one of the things I really like to do is to eat wild foods. And we were talking just a little bit about, he's taking it a step further. So I would go out and have some wild edibles, but he's talking about after you eat the wild edibles, wait for the seeds to happen and then come back and get some seed and start your own. And that way you're even in a more controlled environment.
Right, and you're just making it more convenient by literally going out, foraging your wild edibles, and yes, harvest some edibles in the wild. In my opinion, it's probably better than conventional and even organically grown food, because at least the soil has been untainted with chemicals and pesticides and all this kind of stuff. You could actually harvest the seeds from the wild, bring them back to your garden, and grow that in a controlled environment, you know, with compost and rock dust and all different soil additives to make the soil really good and much better than even the wild. Because in the wild they haven't done anything, and maybe the nutrients are slowly getting depleted and you don't know what's there. But if you grow in a controlled environment, you could definitely know what's in your soil. Make sure you got the trace minerals in there with the rock dust and the rock powders and even the seaweed and like the sea salt mineral solutions and whatnot, and then grow those wild seeds in your garden. You're also going to make it more convenient. So instead of having to go out, drive your car 10 miles to forage or however far you go, you can just open your door and walk outside, and then you got all your wild greens. So you got wild seed stock. Now you're growing the best conditions. It's right outside your door, and then you want to save your seeds, give them to friends and neighbors and family so they could grow and eat your greens that you're growing. I mean, it doesn't get much better than that. And the benefit also is if you're growing wild foods that are growing in nature, most animals aren't going to break into your garden to eat your wild foods when they're available everywhere, but they will break into your garden to eat things like lettuce and kale, because they're like delicacies, because they can't find those in nature, but they got stinging nettles and dandelions and lamb's quarters and chickweed and all these things run in nature. You know, they won't get yours, and then yours will also taste better than the wild harvested stuff too.
That's interesting. I have, near us we have different quarries, and I'm not sure how to approach them about getting rock dust, because I mean, at the edge of the quarries you could see the dust all over in the bins, you know, in the big huge bins where they're doing their thing. And I just think maybe I bring a bucket and just show up and say, hey, can I fill my bucket with this rock dust? Is that how it goes? How do you do that?
Sure. So to get rock dust, I recommend using a horticultural grade rock dust whenever possible. So you'd want to, you know, go to a better well-known nursery that may have rock dust, but most of them might look at you like you're crazy, because most nurseries have no clue what rock dust is, which I think is really sad. You could actually buy it and purchase it online. I have a video where to get the lowest price on rock dust. You could find the video, get it sent to you. It's about $1 a pound if it's shipped to you directly. I buy it locally, and it's probably less than 50 cents a pound, so it's considerably less if you could get it local, but it doesn't have wide distribution, unfortunately. But other than the horticulture grade rock dust, which is what I use, you could also just go to a rock and stone quarry. So you're going to go to the rock and stone quarry, and maybe even before you go there, call them up and say, hey, can I buy things by the truckload? They'll say yay or nay. Oh. And then you know, get a friend's truck, borrow a truck, rent a truck, whatever, drive it down there and say, I want your rock fines or rock dust.
Fines.
You tell them you want the finest particle size you could get, and some quarries will literally have dust, and we want the dust to be in like a flour consistency, like a baking flour. It should be that fine to have maximum uptake in the soil from the microbes and the bacteria, breaking them down and then going into your plants. If you get nice large little pebbles and sand-like size, it's not going to be as effective, but it's definitely better probably than doing nothing at all or not adding it, you know.
So I need to do that. I need to just go there and ask them.
Yeah, or give them a call first, and then if they say yay, then go down there with the truck and just get a truckload, yeah.
Yeah, that would be wonderful. And then we have, say, like a 15-15 garden. We could just kind of dump the truckload on there at the end of the season, and then kind of just blend it in for the beginning.
Absolutely. So I recommend in general 1 pound of rock dust per 1 square foot of garden. Although, you know, that being said, that's the minimum application. Although if you can't afford that much or something, then at least, like, you know, you could use half a pound per 1 square foot, you know, which is less. And then you could also do more. So, you know, the sweetest wheatgrass I've ever grown, I grew in 50% rock dust and 50% compost. So literally the rock dust won't burn, but you do need the regular soil in there to hold the roots and all this kind of stuff. Don't just grow in straight rock dust.
Yes, I see. Well, that's interesting. So I'm going to have to go check it out.
Yeah, just check it out.
And I'm going to start collecting the seeds of these things that I'm eating out in the wild, and I might as well try and bring some home and see if I can grow them for sure.
Absolutely. Oh, another tip real quick though, before you invest in a lot of rock dust, and rock dust at the quarry may not be that much. I mean, some places just will give it to you to get rid of it because to them it's a waste product and they sell the little stones that they have in different sizes and whatnot. But you might also want to, before, if you are buying, you might want to do what's called a pot test. Now that's not smoking high and checking it out. What that is, that's just actually, you know, getting a sample. Hey, can I get a sample of that? Bring it home and grow a tomato plant that you started from seed. And one transplant goes into a pot with just compost and your soil mix. One goes into the transplant mix, you know, in the same soil using the other one, plus a whole bunch of rock dust. And then compare their growth and see which one grows better. You know, if the plant with the rock dust grows better, then you know it's good stuff. If maybe that plant is stunted, all other factors being equal, then that might not be good stuff. In most cases, it's going to be good stuff and it's going to work good for you.
I see. So you're just doing a little test before I go dump it all over
and then you might have some kind of problems, yeah.
Right, yeah, that's smart.
Yeah.
All right, well, good. It's good having you, man. I'll give you a hug, but I'll be very careful with your arm. Really nice to see you.
Thank you for having me on your show, Itsy.
No problem. Hey, it's really good to have John here, and subscribe, like, share, all the above, and I'll talk to you soon. Thanks for watching. Peace.